Hey everyone, so today we're going to do some small refactoring in Elixir and Atom. We've got kind of the super module here that we want to break up into smaller modules and more compartmentalized. There's also a lot of different functions we want to start to dry up quite a bit because we've got a lot of functions that repeat or just there. So, yep, that didn't work out at all. Remove those. Remove transactions here. So, in part of this, I'm going to use mostly find or replace type stuff. I think there's require logger that needs to be here. Some of the trouble with this is refactoring is that I'm not really sure which ones are going to work, what's going to break changes. So it's very important to have all your tests working before you get started in the commit. So it's easy to kind of retest. So if I go ahead and mix test now, at least in this particular module, it should absolutely break, and that's really fine because that's actually really great because we know that we've broken it. If it still worked, it'd be kind of a problem. So use transactions, and then we should start to get some of these ones to test better. So I'm going to find a private. I think we have to import it actually instead of the. Okay, cool. So we've got a couple of new problems here in the tests because they didn't do a good job of migrating. So what we want to do is, at least within the project itself, because we've got create deposit, in other words, create deposit, it's in not only that one, but it's also in our web app side. So we're going to search the whole thing and do a find and replace on it. So I'm going to create that and find it and do that. So we're going to just find all the instances. And we don't care about the cover all stuff like that, cover, but hey, whatever, it's gonna come up. And we want to put that so that it renames to that prefix there. So we'll go ahead and replace all. And now those instances right there. So now we should have changes in both the web and side now. So let's go ahead and mix test again. And now I should start seeing some moments. So customer test. So we've got a couple of these. We'll create withdrawal. That one is also having some errors with it, customer balance, and so on and so forth. So we're going to do the exact same thing for each of these. We do find all, and then rename them. Okay. And then we had withdrawal, find all, and then replace. So those should all now be replaced. Some of those weren't deprecated as well. And then what we'll do now is run it again and see if we get better results from the next test. So we'll know that with really great code coverage and testing, that all our refactoring was complete because all the tests you passed. And what we'll do is we'll bump it up to the next level and make sure that those ones pass as well. So if I go up to the umbrella itself, everything should do is it should meet all the tests within the library that I refactored, and then all the tests within the web app which accesses many of those functions as well. So the tough part is that you've got references within probably majority of the application. Some of refactoring is easier than others, so that refactor went pretty well. So what we can do now is kind of a snapshot that, and you of course always take a look at your work. So the transactions, yeah, a lot of that stuff needs to be cleaned up and refactored. But we can see here that for the most part, we got a couple of those. We got some to-dos that need to clean up in there as well. So transactions. So I'll just put that on my transactions refactor. Okay. So we've got a couple more areas we want to do, and I think one's in rewards. So let's go ahead and get customer rewards, find user, redeem reward, reward eligible. So we'll want to go ahead and move that over there too. So acquire logger. You can get all these guys in here, and then make sure, of course, you form it correctly. And this one's got some more docs in here, but this one has a doc that needs to be done as well. This the customer rewards. Customer has redeemed. Okay, so we've got quite a few here to add specs to and stuff, as well as documentation. So with that here, since we're in the rewards one, what we want to do now is go ahead and change that off, change this off, and then find all within things. So we've got quite a few here we want to rename. It's going to be even there. So replace all, and then let's go ahead, redeem reward, find all within the apps. So we should have a bunch now, the web app as well. Replace all, and then back to here and customer rewards. Find all, replace all. Okay, so we got quite a few here that we did. So should be able to mix test now, and all the tests passed. Okay, undefined customer balance and rewards. So in this section here, what we need to do is take a look at here and say, okay, well, transaction, create withdrawal, redeem reward. So that one is going to be tested here. So what we need to do is my rewards dot transactions dot create, and that'll get us there. And so obviously you can see some of this needs to be refactored even further because it's very not readable. So I can actually start to go like this, get this down to here, and then as we pull this across here, we start to make this a lot more readable. And then we should be able to get something similar. So mixed test, we should get a passing test now. No, okay. Undefined function customer balance. So I had the same thing there here. So my rewards. I think we should almost be able to import if you wanted to. Just like this, import my transactions, and then we'll get all those functions as well. So we could probably cut that out as well. All right, cool. So it looks like it's actually working here. And we can cut the meat off of this one here to make it a little bit easier to read. There's just a lot that needs to be kind of refactored in this particular application. And that's fine. This is life. Okay, so transactions got pretty well refactored there. This one got pretty well refactored. Let's take a second look into here and see if we can't cut out some more of these. Verify SMS, all this stuff I think we need to move to registration, some find functions here. Customer agreement, find merchant. A lot of that stuff's some boilerplate stuff that we had before. And like as you can see, we have find user by a couple of different cases. So that needs to be cleaned up to be easy. Move to registration. I think we can do that. Verify SMS. So if we have this registration module here, and this one's a bit larger, I think we might have some duplicate code. And this stuff here is validate stuff should probably be moved to validation. So with that, what we'll do is try and find out where some of that stuff is, and then at the same time throw that in there. So find all. No, we didn't get any SMS code type stuff. Send SMS code. Alright, so that must mean it's internal. It might mean we could actually just do def private on that one, and then that would work because we don't need to do any of that stuff. I'm kind of hoping that's what it means, at least. Let's do find this one as well. So we got a couple of use cases here. Want to import them. Let's go ahead and replace them all. Register user. Get a couple of those. And you'll notice that that one actually had an exclamation, a bang on it as well. These ones should actually be okay for it because the bang will be just put in there in the back, as you can see right here. Just go ahead and so this one's got quite a few there that it's going to replace for. So it's 21 instances and 84 lines. And then if we mix tests, hopefully we'll get a pretty good undefined function find user. Okay, line 40. It's fine. So I need to import from the top one. So import rewards. So it was probably that part, that boilerplate stuff needs to be cleaned up a little bit as well. So mix test. Verify SMS undefined private. Is the one we made private? Oh, we didn't get that down to that one. That's the only one we didn't do. So let's go ahead and find that one. And find all. And replace it. And mix test on that one as well. So as you see, this refactor is actually kind of nice in some ways. In some ways, it's kind of just a pain. It'd be nice if some of the other tools that we have, at least what I've experienced in RubyMine and IntelliJ, ReSharper would be available here, but it's just not. That's fine. It's a functional language, and actually refactoring is quite easy. It's much more conducive to find or replace than you might think. So clearly there's still more for me to refactor in this particular application and organize and stuff, but as you can see, that it's not so bad when it comes to some of this stuff. The next step will actually be, in drying up the code, be cleaning up a lot of these things that are pretty much unnecessary. So I'm pretty sure this function, URL2, is probably something we were testing at one point and just wasn't going to work. So if we just want to run the next test suite again and make sure it's working, it's fine. Now it's also important that when you're doing this is to make sure you're checking your code coverage. 100% code coverage works a lot better when refactoring than if you don't have it, because then you're kind of chasing down bugs that you didn't know you had because, well, specifically speaking, you didn't have any tests around it. So that's kind of the gist of it here. So we've got in some refactoring here, we've gotten a lot of different files modified. So if we just take a look at that, we can see there's quite a bit here. So go ahead and we did rewards, refactoring, right, and spell. That was the big one there. Okay, so some of the next steps here in getting these refactors, I need to move a lot of these over to the API folder, and I'm going to give them domains around that too. So that can be a little tougher because we have to have a user interface to the web. It doesn't make so much sense. You can see that some of these are probably either defunct, they need to be fixed, or whatever. But anyway, that's the overall gist of refactoring today, and we'll kind of come back to it a little bit later in on here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have comments or anything, please like and subscribe. Comment in the comment section, and have fun coding Elixir.